Social isolation can be a threat to our mental, physical, and emotional health. In a new effort to combat social isolation, New Jersey's Department of Human Services has partnered with an interactive online learning community to provide free, live, virtual classes for residents age 60 and older. Join us today to learn about this new and exciting program, Get Set Up. Hello and welcome to Aging Insights. I'm Kathy Rowe, Executive Director of New Jersey Advocates for Aging Well. And today we have a very special guest. If she looks familiar, it's because she used to sit on this side of the table as the Executive Director and host, Melissa Chalker. Melissa left us a few years ago to serve as Deputy Division Director in the Division of Aging Services, New Jersey Department of Human Services. So Melissa, welcome back. It's good to have you.
It's very good to be back, and also very strange to be sitting on the other side of the table, as you referenced. So I'm really grateful for you having me here today to share this very important project that we're working on at the division.
Well, it's very exciting, and I've seen a lot of press releases and news about it. So let's start with, before we talk about Get Set Up, what is the mission and the key work of the Division of Aging Services for people who aren't familiar with it?
I'm very glad you've asked. So for the viewers, the New Jersey Division of Aging Services sits within the New Jersey Department of Human Services, which provides a multitude of different programs for New Jersey residents, specifically, obviously, the Division of Aging Services serving those 60 and over. And the mission of the Division of Aging Services is that in collaboration with our network partners, we strive to provide benefits and support services in an accessible and coordinated way and a responsive manner to maximize consumer independence. So we're really trying to provide services to older adults and caregivers so that they can live independently in the community.
That is great. And we're going to talk more about those services later, but on your other programs. But first, we want to talk about, our purpose is talk about Get Set Up. So this is really something different from what you've done before. It's, it's a different kind of service. It's not social work. So can you tell us about it, and where did this idea come from?
Sure. Well, like many things that everyone who's providing services to communities, especially older adults, are doing, during the pandemic, we had to think of new ways to connect with older adults. And it really, not that social isolation didn't exist before, but it really brought it to the forefront and more to the attention of people. And we looked at very different ways to engage with older adults and keep them connected and keep them able to receive services and benefits during that time. And one of the things we've decided to do is partner with this organization called Get Set Up. And this is one of the goals of the department, is really to bridge that technology gap with seniors. So this provided us that opportunity to do so. So Get Set Up offers, as you referenced, technology and social media classes that can really make older adults more comfortable. And in knowing that that's the wave of the future, we want to make sure that we are connecting older adults now with this technology so they don't have to try to catch up later. But it's also, as I said, a way for us to really address what the pandemic brought to light with social isolation, to make sure people are connected and able to enjoy still some creative and other interesting outlets.
Good. And we've been talking about social isolation, like you said, before COVID. It's part of an effort of healthy aging and in the domains of healthy aging. But COVID made it really clear that social isolation can have negative impacts on everybody, but on older adults especially. So can we talk about why is that? Why does it have such a negative effect? And how else the division is trying to change that?
Sure. So as you've already referenced, older adults often face social isolation, and it can really be detrimental to their physical, mental, and emotional health. Loneliness and social isolation for older adults really have a deep emotional impact, sometimes leading to social disorders such as depression and anxiety. And less well known is the profound impact loneliness can have on your physical health. It really can, bring about physical ailments and conditions, and really just make you feel not well, right? And we want people to age well, as you often say. And so there was one study actually published by the journal Perspectives on Psychological Science in March of 2015 that found that loneliness had a similar health effect on older adults as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Wow,
so
that's
it really,
huge.
it can take that not only emotional and mental toll, but also a physical toll on us if if we are so lonely or socially isolated from others.
Right,
So.
right. And being alone is not the same as loneliness.
Exactly.
And living alone is not the same as being isolated.
Yes.
But we're talking about something different. It's this emotional,
It's
physical
when you
impact.
don't, and I'm certainly not an expert on that. I think in the past we may have had guests on the show who were experts in that,
yeah.
but there is a distinction between the two, and the social isolation is really about missing that connection of really connecting with somebody else and having a shared experience, and so it's different than being alone.
Right, okay.
For sure.
Thanks for clarifying. So now Get Set Up has classes. It's got a range of topics,
Yes.
and they're offered, I saw they're offered in English, Spanish, Hindi, and Mandarin. And classes are available 24 hours a day.
24 hours a day.
So, wow.
I'll tell you, that was one of the main reasons why we chose to go with Get Set Up, and it was a real selling point when we took it to the department and also to the governor's office. Governor Murphy's administration is very in support of this project.
Good.
And wanted to make sure we were getting the word out about it, so they're going to be very happy that we're here today to talk to you about it. But one of the reasons why we were able to sell that to them as this is the best route for us to go to help older adults with this particular issue was because they did have live classes that were available 24 hours a day on a variety of topics. And one of my favorite parts is that it's taught by peers. So this is not something where you have a younger person talking down to an older adult who might be, especially when you think about the classes they have on technology. When you scroll through and you see something like how to use your Android tablet or how to use your iPhone, to have a younger person who can't understand why you're not getting it yet, and not for any negative reason or malintent other than they just don't understand why it takes so long to understand something. So these are peer-led classes. This is somebody in your own age bracket or close to who is explaining to you and can understand maybe where your perspective coming from of this, if this is new to you or if you've been using it for a while and you just haven't been able to get this one thing, like, oh, I keep forgetting how to take a screenshot or something.
Right. It might not be intuitive.
Yeah, exactly. And so that is one of my favorite parts of the Get Set Up platform is that it's peer-led. And it's also a great opportunity for older adults who want to maybe continue working and have an expertise. I hope they don't mind me saying, but Get Set Up does recruit older adults who have a particular expertise to teach these classes, and it could be a wide variety. So I don't want people to think, oh, I don't know anything to teach other people. You might have a skill or a hobby that you could share with others.
Okay. So Get Set Up is not limited to New Jersey.
It is not. So Get Set Up is a national company. They actually have also partnered with New York and Michigan State to provide a similar thing to what we're doing here in New Jersey, which is, and we can provide the link because I want people to know that if you're in the state of New Jersey, these classes are being offered to you for free for people 60 and over. And so instead of just going to the Get Set Up page itself and clicking sign in, you should use the specified link that's for the New Jersey program, and when you get there, it'll say New Jersey on see our little state logo on there to let you know that you're at the New Jersey landing page, and that will let you access the courses for free as a New Jersey resident.
Okay. So can we show on the screen how people get started?
Sure.
Because I know there's a lot to do, and if they can look at it, maybe that'll help people understand it more.
That would be great.
I signed up. I went on. It's very easy.
It is actually. So this is the Get Set Up homepage itself, and if you were a new user, you would go right over, if I can make the mouse work, right over to this sign up button and click that. It's nice and bright and orange. I love when websites do something like that to make their things stand out so that you can see it. So you would go right to that sign up and hit it, and it would ask you for some information. It's going to ask you for your name, for an email address, so that they can send you confirmations, et cetera. It's going to ask you to create a password, and it's also going to ask you your age range because they want to know who's using. So they are collecting demographic data about who's using so that they can tell state partners and others that are using the platform, how many people signed up, where are they signing in from, that sort of thing. So basic, not your personal information, but just basic, 1,000 women from Bergen County signed up, or and they took this style of class. So it's very basic information that they're gathering there. But they are going to ask for your age range there, and they are going to ask if you are a caregiver, whether or not you're a caregiver or not, because you can sign up. There is, I believe, I didn't memorize them, but I believe one of the last age range is if you're under 50, and then that way, if you are someone who's under 50 but you want to check this out as a caregiver, you can do that, and it asks you.
But that's important because there could be a lot of people who are helping someone else get on until they get used to it, until they learn
or
it.
if you have a parent or a grandparent who wants to use the platform but is a little nervous and they ask you to test it out for them first, so there's an opportunity here for you to do that.
Oh, great.
So if you're not over 60 but you want to check it out for a family member or as a caregiver, you can.
And then
do
I guess
that.
we could also go on and see like something that they like and make suggestions until they get used to it. Okay.
Exactly. So then I'm just going to go, because like you did, I did also sign up. So we're just going to go to show you what it looks like once you've logged in. So once you've created an account and logged in, you can see that it says your name, and you can view your profile to look for information about you. There's not too much about me on there yet because I've only taken one class, and it's not intended necessarily for me, so I probably won't take too many more. But you can see here that it does say New Jersey Division of Aging Services there to let you know that you're in the New Jersey page.
Okay.
And then the first thing you'll see is some featured classes. So they're showing you some things that you might be able to look at that might be interesting, that are coming up. So goal setting for success, that's an interesting one, right? Using as I said, they have ones on, using an Android phone, and I love that they give you both platforms and not just one or the other, because people might use different things. So iPhone basics, Windows 10 basics, and then morning fitness. There are a lot of exercise and even nutrition courses in addition to technology type things. So they have some featured classes, which are topics that maybe other people have been signing up for, so they're trending and they're at the top. And then it goes into live and starting soon. So if you log on and say, oh, I want to see what's happening right now, maybe I have some free time, maybe I can sign into something right now. And so they have that there. This is really interesting. Speak Up, that they have, for maybe some public speaking, confident speaking. That's an interesting one. And then chair aerobics, tech topics, travel stuff. In addition to like actual travel, there are some courses too, which when I was looking through, they're sightseeing in Hong Kong or sightseeing in Italy.
Right.
So if you want to maybe you're not going abroad right now for a variety of reasons, but you'd like to see some sites, you could tune into a class and the instructor will lead you through some interesting sites and information about that destination. So that's an interesting thing. So as you scroll down, you'll continue to see that there are classes. I can tell you, I took a class with this woman right here, Ellen. Ellen is great if you're interested in fitness or nutrition, particularly if you're exploring a vegan lifestyle. Ellen is an expert in veganism, and she can talk you through those. So there's a shout out and a plug for Ellen. A great class I took with her recently. And so you can, and then there's also ways that you can search. You can see up top, there's categories, there's series, because some of the instructors will do a series of courses. So maybe if it's something like nutrition, maybe they'll have, a beginner and a starter, and then, the next course is, we're going to explore this particular, proteins, or, something like that. Or if it's a travel and it's a multi-part thing, or even some of the technology ones, starting out with basics and then going through a series. So you can check out what series are available, what categories are available. You can look at a calendar. So as I said, if you are going on right now and you want to see what's available, or you say, you know what, tomorrow I might have some time, what's on the schedule for tomorrow? And you can book the class in advance, and they'll send you a reminder that you've signed up and that you should log in soon to the class.
So when I saw the icon that says book, so how much does this cost for the classes when it says book or you plan in advance?
So book is just to put it on your calendar. This is something that the state is offering for free. There is no cost to sign up at this point in time. Certainly, once we're done promoting it, if somebody wanted to sign in, then they could explore cost options. But right now, for people, residents of New Jersey over 60, the state is offering all of this to you for free.
That is terrific.
So, we did mention that the platform offers live classes that are peer-led, as I said, which I want to keep reminding people of that, because I think it's so great. But they're also, in addition to classes, they have some like social hours and things where you can get to know people. And so it really is about that engagement piece we talked about, to fight social isolation and get all of those things in. And older New Jerseyans, as I said, right now can choose from a range of topics. There are over 500 classes available, which is a really great range. And in addition to the things we've talked about, there are classes on aging in place, computers, budgeting, mental fitness, and more, all of these things. And signing up, as we've already said, is really fast and easy. And so they simply go to the website. It's linden.io/partner/New Jersey. We'll get them to the New Jersey page, because I want to make sure when people look, they're using that link so that they get the free classes that the state is offering for them to do that. And so they can sign up and enroll, and the classes are virtual. They can turn their camera on, they can see the instructor, they can see other classmates, they can unmute, they can talk, and there's always a Get Set Up technical assistance person live on the class.
Oh, that's
so if
great.
you are in the class and you're having trouble with your own audio, or you can't hear the speaker, or you're having some kind of issue with the platform, you can direct message in the chat box that technical assistance person to help you. And we know for a fact that the customer service, if you can't get into a class for some reason and you need to chat with them online or call, that they're very helpful and available and take the time to explain to people and walk them through and troubleshoot what issue they might be having.
Yeah, I can attest they were, because I logged on not using the right New Jersey link and had trouble, and they were very helpful. And then I took the Get Started class, which went through how to do it, how to schedule, find the calendar, which was really, really helpful. So I would suggest that people
I would definitely recommend that. If you've signed up and you're not sure and you're scrolling and you haven't decided on a class yet, before you book a class, take that intro, watch that intro video so it shows you how to do it. And most of the classes are also recorded and available for view later. So if there was a class you wanted to see and you missed it live, you can go back. Or if you're not into the live and you're like, I don't feel like talking to people today, I don't want to do that, I just want to watch something, you can go look through the recordings and watch something that might have taken place already.
I saw that there were live classes, discussion classes, where you're participating, and then the recordings that you can see at any time. So if you can't make it, if you have something else to do when something's on, you can probably get to it later.
Absolutely. And I would say, explore. Look, if you sign in, explore and look around and see what's there, because there might be a class that looks like it's more discussion-based, like a book club type thing where everybody is encouraged to speak. And then others where maybe you just want to sit back and listen and you don't have to participate as much. So, the participation part is fun, but if it's not for you, then I don't want people to stay away from it because they think they're going to have to talk during it.
You don't sit in the back of the class.
You can just sit. Yeah, exactly. If you were that person who sat in the front and paid attention and always raised your hand, then go for those discussion-based classes. If you were the person that sat in the back and just wants to listen and observe, then look for those classes. But I think there is something for everybody.
That is great. And I want to go back on the technology, and it is important to learn and to catch people up. But a 91-year-old pointed out to me a couple of years ago, she said, I don't want to hear that senior citizens don't know technology. We put a man on the moon and a TV in every household. So we don't not like technology.
Oh, that's such a great point.
And I think that's true. So, we have to get past this misperception that people don't know or understand tech. They have seen more changes in technology than I have. And the technology is constantly changing, and it's important to keep up, learn new things, and people need some help with that, learning what the latest version is or the latest device. So. And you can't assume that people over 60 don't like technology.
Yeah, and I would add to that we have to stop putting people over a certain age in a bucket and say they're all the same.
Oh,
because there might be somebody who's 60 years old who's not really into technology, doesn't really like it, doesn't want to do it. There might be somebody who's 90 who's like, teach me all the new things. I want to learn the new things. I want to learn how to use it. I want to use it on a regular basis, and might already have more knowledge than people would anticipate that they have about technology. So that's a really good point to remember that.
The same person was on TikTok with their granddaughter. I don't. Far beyond me.
Yeah, I don't know how to and don't want to know how to use TikTok, but kudos to those who do.
So can we talk about some of the other things that are happening at the Division of Aging Services, and what you want people to know?
Yeah, absolutely. So we certainly, as I said, the Division of Aging Services sits within the Department of Human Services, and we primarily provide services to older residents in New Jersey over the age 60 and over. Okay. Phrase it that way. It's a wide variety of things. So what we usually say is that we break the division's services up by categories. So there are 5 categories. The first one is Get Help. And that's if you are looking for answers or resources, you have a question, you can call the ADRC hotline, which will connect you to one of the 21 county offices on aging. And you can talk to a person in your county who can talk to you about services and programs and connect you to our services and programs at the state if you're eligible. They can screen you at that level, all of those things. In addition, if you have questions about Medicare or other insurance coverage, we oversee the 21 SHIP offices, Programs, which is a state health insurance assistance program, which can talk people through their Medicare choices and answer other insurance questions. We have trained counselors who help with that.
And those are unbiased. They're not supporting one plan over another, one option.
Exactly.
They help you work for what works best for you.
Exactly. So different than a broker who might be working with a company or something, all of our trained employees and all of our trained counselors in the SHIP program are unbiased and will just listen to your information and give you advice and information based on the resources we have. That's very important. And then in addition, at the Division of Aging Services, we oversee and run the eligibility for the PAAD program, which is the Pharmaceutical Assistance to the Aged and Disabled, as well as Senior Gold. And then also that all of the other services that are available through that same application that those programs are on, which is called the NJ Save application. Which will connect you to things like Lifeline and the Medicare savings programs. And so we have hotlines and websites that are related to those programs, which we can also share with everybody. And then we also have constituent relations. So if you're having trouble and you don't know where to go and you've gone to, say, your local official in your county or your town, they would let us know, hey, this person's having a problem, and someone will reach out and help you. If you don't know what happened to your PAD application or you have a question about PAD eligibility, they will help connect you to our staff who will walk you through that and talk you through eligibility or check on your application for you. So
and that's important because some people, it's very hard to know where to start and what's happening, what you're eligible for. It's a lot to sort through.
Yes, exactly. And then the next category is to stay healthy. So through the Division of Aging, sitting in the Division of Aging Services is the administration for the area agencies on aging. So they assist and oversee the 21 county offices on aging. And so our team coordinates programs like Take Control of Your Health, which is a chronic disease self-management program, Matter of Balance, Tai Chi, Healthies, Move Today, all programs that are usually locally run but supported by the state to help people stay in shape and stay healthy at that level. So those are all things that we do in conjunction with our partners at the county offices on aging.
And those are interesting because it sounds like the division doesn't just react to problems. You're being proactive to help people stay healthy, to help people stay, you know, on top of things and age well. And not just waiting for something to go wrong.
Yes. Oh, no, I'm so glad that you said that because that's not, I think, only the stance of the Division of Aging Services, but also the Department of Human Services overall. You know, we're really trying to figure out how can we meet people where they're at, whether they need aging services, whether they need food stamps, whether they need Medicaid, whether they need, you know, we also connect people with the Division of Deaf and Hard of Hearing for the hearing aid program and other ways that they can get services there. So, you know, I think not just as the division, as I said, but also the Department of Human Services overall is really not a reactive but a proactive. We're really looking to how can we reach people, how can we let them know that we're there? Because what we often hear from people is that they don't know about the programs and services that are available. And so we're trying as state governments to put ourselves out there and let more people know about what we're about and what services and programs
That's
we
great
have.
to hear.
Yeah. So, you know, in continuing with those, we also, you know, work in conjunction with our partners at Medicaid to help with the MLTSS program, with the PACE program, all ways to help people stay at home and receive services if that's their intended thing. So we also have JACK, which is a program that is for home and community-based services for people who don't yet qualify for Medicaid but need some in-home help. So we have that program, as well as home-delivered meals, and we offer options counseling for people who are in need of services but don't know what they might qualify for or what their options are. So they would explain to them what a PACE program is, what an assisted living is, what a nursing home is, what home and community-based service options are, and help them with those choices as well.
There's a lot to process and to understand.
It is a lot to process and understand. You know, when you say Division of Aging Services, you know, people might think, oh yeah, you know, the pharmaceutical programs, but there's so much more because there's so much more involved with getting older, and so there are things we need. So we also oversee the Adult Protective Service Program, which helps keep people safe and make sure that they're not victims of fraud or abuse or neglect in any way. And then we also connect people with extra benefits, Lifeline and utility assistance, Universal Service Fund, all the energy assistance programs, as I referenced, hearing aid programs as well, the Part D, Medicare Part D enrollment, and then the farmers market vouchers, which the County Office on Aging help us run seasonally to make sure that people are getting a benefit that they can use at their local farmers market for produce and things like that to either enhance their SNAP benefit or to, you know, if they're not eligible for that to at least get some benefit to help them put healthy food on
Great.
the table. So yeah, all those things and more, I like to say that we do at the division. So people can call, and whatever it is that they're looking for, a representative on the other end will be able to assist them and screen them and help them decide what their next step is.
So what would be someone's first step in reaching out with the phone number and website, and also not just for older adults in New Jersey, but we have a lot of adult children who have moved out of New Jersey who are calling on behalf of their parents or trying to learn.
Yeah.
So what's the first step to start learning about
The
this?
first step is for them to call, if they don't have a specific ask, to call the ADRC hotline for the county offices on aging and be directed to their county office on aging. If they are interested in particular in either options counseling for long-term care services, or if they're interested in the PAD program, they could contact the division directly. The PAD has its own PAD or PAD. We love acronyms in the state. So the Pharmaceutical Assistance Program has its own hotline, and people can call there directly to inquire about an application, get assistance with, request an application, any level of that that they can do. But we're happy to talk to older adults themselves or their loved ones if they need to call ahead and get information for them. So everything that I've talked about that the division does, and maybe some things I forgot, are all on our website and available for more information if people call. But we do have our New Jersey Division of Aging Services program guide, and that is available on the website as well as a PDF, and so people can access that way, which has all of the information about the programs and services. And the department does also have a larger resource guide for all of the Department of Human Services programs, and it is being translated into other languages as well. It is available. Both are available in Spanish currently, but we're working on getting translated into other languages as well.
That is great. I know the state's done a great job at translating things into languages for people.
We're trying. We have a very diverse population in our state, so we're trying. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming in. This has been a lot of information. We started with the fun stuff, but we covered a lot of other things too. And we really want to thank you for all the work that you're doing at the Division of Aging Services. And while we miss you here, we know that you're continuing your work to help people age well here in the great state of New Jersey.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to be here and talk about these very exciting things. I hope people sign up for Get Set Up and explore the classes. And I'm just so happy to stay engaged and learn what all the new things you're doing at NJAAW.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this episode of Aging Insights TV, also available as a podcast. To find out more information and to view previous episodes, please visit our website at www.njaaw.org and click on Aging Insights. Aging Insights is brought to you with the support of our funders, supporters, and viewers like you. I want to thank our partners here at PCTV for helping us bring our guests to you today. If you need information or resources about services in your area, please contact your county office on aging. Their phone number can be found on our website, or you can dial the state hotline at 877-222-3737. You can also find a wide range of resources for older adults on our website at njaaw.org.